Poor Dora the drone. Not doing so hot. See if she can even fly today. I popped a cover off and tried to see if I could see anything cracked. I didn't see anything. I figured I'd use some super glue if I did see anything, but yeah, it's just super jerky. So that's all right. One day I think we'll swap Dora. But yeah, 60 to 90 days for a repair. Where the hell will we be in, you know, so many months, right? Oh, what a shame. Well, that is fantastic. So Dora's iffy. I think actually it seems to be rather responsive, not quite what it should be, but I think it's really, so there's a gimbal on the little camera, right? There's a little guy that little magnets all over this thing, but they go ahead and keep everything kind of steady. And so I've noticed as I turn, if I turn too quickly, it's sort of at a cant, but I can't tell if that's the copter itself, right, the quadcopter, or if that's just the you know, the gimbal of the camera. So I mean, either way, whatever, it's just more creative. But yeah, it seems to be working all right. I also swapped the hi buddy, I also swapped the blades, and so I don't know, that a whole collection of those. I bought a big pack because I'm like, I'm gonna hit stuff with this. Haven't needed to use them almost at all, except for the one time when I hadn't swapped them. I think I did them backwards. That was a disaster. One thing that does kind of suck though is that I got the nice little controller. It has monitor and all that built in. I don't like using my phone because inevitably the app is wonky. There's too many variables, right? Versus having it all controlled in one. But then the next version, it can't use the same controller. So I don't even know if they use the same batteries. This is a Mini 3 Pro. Whatever. I don't know, but yeah, looking for a replacement, like a refurbished unit, it's still like $700. I think people might know and be banking on the fact that these are not available. So like, whatever. Colt's been enjoying himself, haven't you, buddy? Haven't you? Yeah. Yeah, he's been a good boy. Actually, so we took out anything, like any of Samantha's bed and blankets, and now, I even took him out of like the truck itself. And now he's actually doing really well. I think it's like, it smells like her, you know, so. I mean, obviously dogs still smell everything we don't. But no, he's doing a lot better, and he's in great spirits. And by the way, today is January 1st. So that's a big deal. We made it to 2026. Congratulations. I'm just making some coffee here. It's not caffeine free, but got to get rid of what we have. Waste not, want not.
I have a little bit of creamer left in the fridge and a couple K-cups left, so I'm just using what I got left.
Yesterday was a little chillier today. We have cloud cover.
Yeah.
Which in Western Washington typically means it's actually warmer than when it's clear skies.
Yeah.
Especially in the winter.
Yeah. The only thing that makes me nervous today is that we are still parked in the salt flat, and if it rains, we're stuck here. Yeah. And these clouds look slightly ominous.
Especially around that mountain. It must be that there's like pressure upwards or air.
But it seems like the clouds are kind of moving around the salt flat, which is kind of interesting. Like it's clear above us, but all around us it's not.
Yeah, so no complaints here. This is our third night, and I think we'll take off tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it's oddly, like this might be the most peaceful place we've ever been.
Yeah.
And we've been to some really beautiful, gentle places, right? Like.
Well, and this was a place like we questioned stopping at because it's salty, one, and two, we had to go a little bit out of our way to get here.
Yeah, and it was a little bumpy on the way in.
And it was a little bumpy.
Yeah, it did not pick up it did not pick up right in the camera. There were points where the trailer is like this and then the truck, you know.
I don't think I would have brought a rig bigger than what we have out here.
No, which actually brings me to a good point. A lot of people might say, like, our trailer's a E23, right? But it's actually 24 feet 7 inches. And so that's almost a 25-foot trailer, you know, tip to tail. It's pretty roomy in there.
Yeah.
You know, you might say, well, we have a small bathroom. I think the smaller bathroom makes the rest of the rig feel larger.
Yeah.
And then they, you know, granted the L shape is one of those things, but you know, I think that when you're out in a place like this, you don't really live in your rig as much. And if you're inside, of course, you're just doing work or whatever, and the size of your rig doesn't, you could be doing it in the back of a van or a fifth wheel. It really wouldn't, because you're not focused on the rig.
Yeah, you're sitting in one spot. You're not really doing much else.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, if we stayed at an RV park for the first 3 months, got used to our trailer, and that was interesting. It was actually the first time we'd ever been to an RV park.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that, like, it was cool because we were just getting used to it. That's awesome. But I think that if we were at an RV park, like, permanently, a bigger rig might be nice.
Yeah. And yeah, if we were in a spot longer term, if we were parked on a piece of property for a long time, like, it might be nice to have something bigger.
If we didn't travel.
Yeah.
And we've had the bigger rigs, and I don't feel like we're missing anything. We had the bigger rigs because we were more stationary, right? We stayed for sometimes 72 hours, sometimes a little longer, depending on kind of where we were. If we were actually like at a campsite,
Right.
You know, still boondocking, but I don't miss any of it. It's kind of interesting. And none of those other rigs, those larger motorhomes, even Lenny the bus, we would not have brought out here.
No, definitely not.
It's kind of amazing. And the other thing is, we don't live in our rig, right? You know, we live in it, but we live out here.
Right.
And I was actually expecting, like this morning, I'm like, oh, it's cloudy, it's gonna be kind of crappy. It's not at all.
No, it's perfect. The weather's perfect. I've been sitting outside out with my computer. I was like enjoying the weather and the view and the quiet.
I could be in a t-shirt, I think. You know,
I think could, yeah.
Yeah, this is I mean, you can't beat it, but it's so weird because the sandy saltiness muffles all the sounds. You can barely make out these barns or whatever they are way out there.
Yeah, there's a town directly behind you that you can barely see, and definitely where our trailer's parked, you can't see it at all.
And we have this whole spot to ourselves.
Yeah.
That's so weird. I don't know. And we can tell that people don't really come out here much. So this being said, like, I feel like we just got the best rig for, like, I think about it and I'm like, if Escape had a 26 foot, you know, or a 30 foot, like, would we want that? And like some days I'm like, yeah, I mean, bigger is better, you know, as we all do. And that's human nature, I think, is to be like, oh, what else is out there, you know, or to not want to, you know, that FOMO.
Yeah, but I think in our current situation, this is the perfect size rig for us. For the two of us and Colt, like, this is perfect.
Lighter weight, and I mean, yeah, I think they also just having that lift kit on there, you know, lifting it up higher than they would be by default.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice.
We also just prefer to be, like, if we're doing things, we prefer to be doing them outside. Yeah. So that works in our favor here.
Well, and right now, I mean, again, weather, but also no bugs.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the saltiness or what it is.
It might be the saltiness, yeah.
It's interesting. There are antelope tracks out here, or what we presume are antelope tracks. We haven't seen anything.
I've seen antelope tracks. I've seen little tiny, like, dog footprints, which I believe probably are some sort of, like, coyote.
Yeah, there's coyotes, yeah. You can hear them at night.
Yeah, and then...
It's probably the only thing you can hear.
Someone did come ride their horse out here at some point, because there are some horse hoof prints out here.
Before we got here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so... I don't know, it's so peaceful. Yeah. And like, where it's otherworldly here.
It is. Yeah, it's really nice out here.
Yeah, yesterday we went and we did a bunch of videos and shot those for Escape, and it's relaxing.
It is. Well, and it's one of those things where, like, this is the kind of place where creativity strikes you.
Yeah.
Like, your brain has the room for creative thoughts.
You don't have extra, you know, distractions. You know, and we have perfect 5G, like good service.
Yeah, surprisingly, yeah.
But, you know, you turn that off and just, actually you hear an airplane up. You're disturbing my peace. I'm just kidding.
Well, what's interesting is we're actually only 45 miles from the next national park we're going to go to, but I actually think we kind of have to go out, make like almost like a U shape, and it's on the other side of these mountains behind us.
That's probably true.
So I think we kind of have to go out and around to get there, so it's actually not that far.
I think those are the Guadalupe Mountains.
I think so.
Yeah.
The beginning of them.
So anyways, it's been a peaceful stay, and reflecting on the rig, you know, and especially after a year, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
Pretty happy.
Yeah.
And we were just looking yesterday at the cool thing that Escape does is they give you photos, like progress shots, as the trailer's being made.
Yeah.
And that got me hyped.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, I loved that. And it's also cool still seeing, like today, how they put this together. And I don't know, like how they ran wires, and that was kind of neat. Yeah. Actually, I think we shared a lot of those with our members.
I think we did, yeah. So that was really cool, and like, yeah, we're just really happy. I think we're happy with where our life is at right now. We're happy with our trailer. We're kind of happy. We're just happy.
I think we're starting off 2026 right.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it is just mentality, but also it's a little easier to get your mentality right when you're so fortunate, you know.
Well, and it's interesting. Joel and I have talked about this recently, that like when I was working in the schools, like my stress level was always kind of high. Like I was always like anticipating what was coming next. And like even at the end of like summer break, it was like I would get relaxed and rested to the point where I was like, okay, I feel good to go back, because then like if I didn't want to get too comfortable without the chaos kind of thing. And so now being able to like not have to unwind fully and not have to like stress about going back to school. And it's not like my job, it was stressful, but it wasn't like unmanageable. But like not having to anticipate what's coming for work like that, like it just feels good. Like I feel very calm. Like I think you've noticed it too. Like I'm a lot calmer than I used to be. And
it's funny because once you strip your life away from the stupid noise, right? And it's funny, like the schedules is stupid noise. It's arbitrary, right? It's what we make it. And then like in some areas, it's completely different. We're like, oh, that's weird. It's like, yeah, but like they're all weird because it's kind of once you just exist, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it's even one of those things that you go, well, we have, less money. Obviously I quit my job and then you quit your job, and we completely change like how our life looks and feels and our schedule and physical location, geography, but also like finances are a little different. And yet I'm very much at peace with that. It's a really funny thing. It's almost like this little once you get more, you want to get more, you want to get more, you want to get more. And then you need more, right? Because we don't spend money on the same thing. We've never been people that like to go out and spend money on attractions and things just because it doesn't give us value. We don't care. Like honestly, at the end of the day, we just don't care.
There are very few that we actually are like, okay, that's worth spending money on doing. And we
very
will.
few.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of things that like other people care about, we don't, right? And that kind of goes with like the rig size, right? It's like the things that people are like, oh, I would need to have a hot tub in my. It's like, well, no, like that doesn't. It's not worth the trade-off.
Right.
But that's that's one of those things. Whereas there are some things that we splurge on.
Right.
And so, but it's also one of those things because of that. One of the things that we've noticed is money is the biggest stress in people's lives.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Yeah. Well, and I was listening to a podcast earlier today talking about health insurance and how like you go to the hospital to get stitches and it's like a $6,000 bill. Yeah. And if you can't, and a lot of people can't afford health insurance if you're not provided
Especially
it from work.
Especially not right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and like how do you navigate that, and like how come it's like, and they just throw arbitrary numbers at things, like how do I know that it makes even sense why it costs so much? And so like people are just like not having health insurance because it's so unaffordable, and like then what happens, like you're getting saddled with all of these bills if you do need some sort of care. And well, that's insane.
Some of that you can't control, but what you can control, I think, is we're lucky, and that was a big deal to me, is that we need to be on the same page financially. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people just aren't.
Yeah.
And by the way, like if you like to splurge, you like to go to Disneyland every 3 months or whatever, like find somebody that also wants to do that with you, because butting heads on that kind of stuff is like and some people are not ready to give that like unrealistic expectation. Like I make $15 an hour, but I'm going to go and I think it's particularly important because if you're on the road, you're working remotely and you're doing these things, and sometimes finances are really tough. You also have more expenses that are less predictable, right? In a house, you have a set, like you have insurance and you have your mortgage, or you have your apartment fee, your rent, and then you've got electricity, right? But generally these are all about the same. And it's like, you could one day like, hey, we need to get a hotel and a rental vehicle because our truck just exploded or whatever it is, or we're going to have to do an RV park for a while, or,
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that is, if you have somebody that you're not on the same page, you're not prepared the same way, it's really going to screw you over. And I think that is just, I think people overlook that. They go, oh, but they're so attractive at first, right? And sort of derailing this a bit. But I do think that is one of those things that I think that finances are one of the number one things that people just have to be on the same page for.
Yeah.
And because we are, this is what we get to say. If you wanted to be in an RV park, even like all the time, this just wouldn't work.
Right.
You know, not only from a financial, but just an emotional, psychological perspective. I think that some of that is really easy to overlook when you live in a house too, because you go, oh, this is just how life is. And it's like, no, like we take this for granted, but like we're choosing every single day, every decision, we're generally well matched, which is a really great thing, where we get to choose everywhere we go, everything we do, where we spend our money. It really, which is not about the money, it's about the resources. Right. And time is one of those resources as well. And so I really think that's, that's a key. And there are some people that are like, yeah, if he doesn't make the same amount of money, I'm out of here, which is like, well, that is a terrible person. Like, what are you doing, right?
For us, it didn't matter like who was making what money. It was just like that we made sure we covered our bills. Yeah. So like we didn't really have like that ego driven, like the man is supposed to make more than the woman, or like the woman's place is here. Like we didn't really have those roles and things either. So we very much treat each other like equals in a relationship and in a partnership. Yeah. That kind of helps propel us forward because we're always doing things together. We're making decisions together. And
then we're not, you're just not as worried about the stupid things. You can focus on the bigger picture. And I think that has really paid off. So all that said, it's 2026, and I think we've set this year off very, very right. Yeah. I think we made a lot of right decisions up to this point, Yeah,
I agree.
And we talked about our goals for the year, their New Year's resolutions, and I think they're pretty spot on, right? Yeah. Some of them are superficial, like I want to get to X amount of subscribers, 35,000, a million subscribers, whatever it is. But I think a lot of it is just, we're already doing what we want to be doing. Right. And that's a cool thing. And it would be really great, somebody actually commented, I read it today, they want to be debt free. And we had made that a goal previously and achieved it. And then we've been very tactical with our debt, and so that is something that we're like, yes, we want to get there. Obviously, like that's a very long term. We want to get there again.
Yeah. Well, and some of those like tactical decisions we make is like when we did take the loan out on a truck, for example, like we made sure to choose a shorter loan period with higher payments because we could afford it, but it gets us out of debt faster. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a very, it's a very specific thing. Yeah. But we'll get right back to that place, and it's a cool way to live that like you get to keep so much more of your money. Right. And then it's freedom. And I think some people never get a taste of that. Yeah. Some people are always indebted, and they think that that's just the way to live. Yeah. And we are the only ones in charge. Truly, like we're the ones making the decisions. We're the only ones in our own way. Oh, but I have to have. You're the only one your own way. If something is going to make you happy, what is that worth? Right. That's truly it. And some things don't make us happy, especially like when it comes to junk food. Yeah, it feels good in the moment, but it doesn't make us happy long term. Right. And so a lot of folks don't have the wherewithal to like sit there and man, that's not doing it. That's not it. Right. So we're very fortunate as such. But anyways, just a little reflection here. It's a beautiful day. And I think we'll be here tonight. Take off early in the morning. Yep. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
Bye.